So we are in the final act. Now, the next year, I believe, is going to be a very critical year. A lot of justice, a lot of vindication, a lot of redemption, a lot of restoration, exposure. These things will happen because, as many of us know, we've held to, we've kept, we've researched, and we understand all of the injustice and all of the crimes against humanity, everything that's happened over the last even several decades, but especially in the last several years, even since 2020. Now, Trump and many others are not stopping talking about 2020 and the election theft and all these things. And a lot of this will be brought to the courts and to the light based on what the military and many others have. And it will, in some form or fashion, I've talked about this before, whatever is going on behind the scenes, right? Trump and all of these other people, they have not backed down on the seriousness of foreign election interference, right? Domestic terrorism, in the sense that they used the elections to steal and to put into place a puppet government, a set of leaders, a resident in office right now. And all of this is, in a sense, unconstitutional. And so for whatever reason, whether it's some staged event, whether it's some theater, they allowed it to happen because there's a bigger operation at play. Many people are operating in different spheres of reality. Some believe that Trump and a devolved government with devolution is being upheld right now with military commanders and many other people, with this idea that the public facade, because of all this psyops and the craziness of the complex military operation, they're allowing what looks like a government. And Jan Halper Hayes has even come out and admitted that Biden is the commander-in-chief of the U.S. defunct corporation, the bankrupt corporation, and just many other things, right? So again, I'm not going to get into that. A lot of people dig into that, but this sphere of reality versus this other one where you just think everything is fine and dandy. It looks like another 4-year election and Biden's actually the president and we're just kind of on this cruise control. A lot of people are operating in this reality as well. And so for whatever reason, whatever's happening, right, they're allowing it to happen. They're allowing certain things to come to and be shown in the public without the military and Trump and all these guys going in there and just arresting everybody. So this is why people believe 2020 and the election and Trump being president, or he rightfully got the votes, and the prophecies that have been said about 2020 is true, and it's being operated under a different reality in a sense. And this is something that you can choose to believe or not. You can research Q, you can research the executive orders, you can research the law of war manual, you can research these things and see for yourself whether you believe that's true or not, or you can believe in this other reality. And for many people, the normies and the people that just want the reality to be status quo, they will keep believing this other aspect. And so I'm saying this because a multi-front war is happening. Now, China is next in the sense of China and Taiwan and just other things that have to be sorted out. Who knows what's happening, right? With Israel behind the scenes, Russia behind the scenes, China behind the scenes, all these countries doing different things. But there's definitely some, in a sense, conspiracy going on, for which you can choose to believe or not, behind the scenes. And we're sorting all of this out right now as we speak. And the public cannot be too riled up about it with all of these facts. There's just enough breadcrumbs that are placed out there for you to do your due diligence and research and believe it or not. Or you can just believe in an alternate facade type of reality. And that's fine for some, if we want the continuity of society, in the sense that we don't have nuclear war or something crazy. There has to be scare events. There has to be red flag events for the sake of waking the mass consciousness. This mass formation psychosis that's happening in society because people are believing what they're hypnotized to, in a sense. And so this is what's happening. And I'm going to explain more of this later as things come out. But for now, they're playing up certain things. We know that 2020, because they wanted to steal it, they shut everything down with COVID and with the mail-in ballots so that they could introduce these things so that they can cheat. Now, lo and behold, look what's happening in China. A lot of information coming out about this suspicious viral outbreak in China. And what are they doing? They're starting to introduce, closures. They're trying to introduce certain things to control and keep people indoors. And what is this except that a possible, but I believe a failed attempt at COVID 2.0, where if this plays up and whoever told them to do this, whoever is orchestrating this, they're doing this, whatever the numbers are, if they're inflating numbers, if they're fudging numbers, whatever is happening, be alert because it's going to fail. I believe that they're going to try to do certain things like this. It may go up to a certain degree, but then ultimately, because we have fatigue, many of us are awake now, we're not going to fall for this again. And so if you've passed that test back in 2020, they told us to close our churches. They told us to be 6 feet apart. They told us to mask up. They told us to take this vaccine. They told us to do all these things. If you've passed that test, realizing that, oh man, it was a lot of government oversight. There was a lot of totalitarian control happening top down, and you fought that, kudos to you, congrats to you, because more of this will come in the sense that as biblical prophecy, as the Antichrist, as the end times comes near, this is what they're going to try to do. Instill total communistic type of dictatorship over our lives. We cannot have this, right? So again, be alert. They're going to try to do this, but I believe it will fail and we will see more happening out of China. Watch China as we move into 2024 and as we move into the restoration of everything else that's happened in the last 3-4 years. There's a reason, there's a purpose, and what you know, what you believe, what you've researched, if you know it's true and you believe it, stand on it, because again, everything will be shown, and not all of it, but we will see vindication, we will see justice, we will see the restoration of all of this come to pass. So love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.